This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. You are listening to episode 287. I'm your host, Josh, and today's game will be an all-Benchwarmer affair pitting Ede and Mason versus Marcus and Tako. Mason and Ede, let us know how you're doing and what your team name is.
Yeah, that's me, because he has a team name. Usually he doesn't tell me. This time he told me. Still don't know what it means, but we'll find out what that is in a moment. I'm doing all right. Yeah, just wrapping up in semester stuff, and that's pretty much it. Just trying to get the last couple of weeks out the way.
All right, Ede.
3 things. 1, Moana 2. I mean, the music trash. The movie was okay, but the music was garbage. You need Lin-Manuel Miranda, or else why even bother? Anyway. 2, I figured out how I can bowl really well is I put an AirPod in my ear and I put on early 2000s hip hop and I just get angry. And it worked. It worked. So, anyway, won a lot of money on Friday. Thirdly, I don't even know that's the correct term, whatever. So we went up to Toys R Us in Canada because it's still there. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. So we're up there. We bought some toys, and anytime I'm up in Walmart, I go and I stop at Toys R Us. I stop at the Canadian Walmart and come back. They always have different things. So team name today is based on what I found at Walmart, and it's Lay's. They had these very limited edition potato chips, and they're turkey dinner flavor. And I'm not even kidding you when I tell you this, dead on and amazing. So if you can find your way to Canada, turkey dinner, Lay's potato chips. Get some because they're great. And that's our team name today, Turkey Dinner Potato Chips.
All right. Well, now that at least makes sense because you sent your team name and I was like, I don't know what this means. So it's pretty straightforward now that you tell the story.
It's WNBA rookie of the year next year, Turkey Dinner Potato Chips.
Oh, all right. Okay, and Marcus and Tako, let us know how you guys are doing and what your team name is.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm doing well. Been back to work, which has been both great and terrible at the same time because, when a company that makes planes is off work for multiple months, it basically means that it's probably going to be slow for the next couple of months. So a little bit losing my mind there. But for all the people, I've been one of those people openly that have railed against Die Hard being a Christmas movie. But I would like to submit a movie that if Die Hard is in fact a Christmas movie, and I concede that fact, then I want to add another movie into the pantheon of Christmas movies that should be watched by everyone every year, and that is the movie The Good Son, starring Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
I would like to submit it for approval by everyone, which is yes, because Die Hard's a Christmas movie, so The Good Son.
I've seen that movie once, like around the time it came out. I don't remember. Does it take place around Christmas?
It sure does.
There's snow,
wintry. Yeah, I'm counting it. And Macaulay Culkin drops an F-bomb. So I think that sounds very Christmassy. By the nature of Macaulay Culkin and snow, I think it should be a part of it.
Marcus, is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Okay, then Die Hard is also a Christmas movie. Because it's the same movie, except just swap out Bruce Willis with Macaulay Culkin. Same thing.
No, not at all the same thing.
Now I just want a shot-for-shot remake, but it's Bruce Willis in Macaulay Culkin's role in Home Alone.
My God, that would be sinister.
Incredible.
I want Macaulay Culkin in Die Hard running through glass with no shoes on.
That also. I'm fine not to get any of the listenership hot and bothered, but I was eating soup before this. So I'm going to be on my A game here. And, the Benchwarmer OnlyFans, it's trickling its way towards being a reality. I'm trying out soup recipes to figure out what's the right one to really, put behind a paywall. For Marcus and my team name this evening, as friends who are Oregon and Washington fans, things can get tense a little bit. My dear friend Marcus took the high road in 2023 when Washington owned Oregon's asses. And so I am responding in kind and taking the high road this year. So our team name will be Let's Not Fight. let's just hate the Thunder.
I think a lot of people can get on board with that. So,
You're damn right.
all right. So we have turkey dinner potato chips versus let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. Let's kick it over to our emeritus benchwarmer, Dan, for the rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
Thanks, Dan. The first quarter will be the missing link.
The missing link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. If a team checks in first via chat to the host with the correct theme before the 5th question, they will earn 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with the correct theme guess. If neither team has checked in with the correct theme before the 5th question, each team can earn 50 points with the correct answer to the theme after the 5th question.
Question number 1. What Hall of Fame defensive tackle was the first defensive player to win the NFL MVP award in 1971 while playing for the Minnesota Vikings?
We'll check in.
All right, turkey dinner potato chips is checked in, so let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. You guys can talk it out.
Marcus, what you thinking?
Well, those Vikings teams in the 70s, infamous defensive line. So it's either Carl Eller or Alan Page. And I hate myself because I feel like I'm going to pick the wrong one.
Of those two, because I feel like I've looked at NFL MVP lists semi-recently. I feel like Alan Page was on there.
Okay.
So that would be my lean.
Yeah, I don't have a lean really. I think Page is the more accomplished. I think that's like in my head at least. Mm-hmm. And that's where I would lean. I'd be willing to go with Page, I think, is the better way to go.
Yeah, I think let's not overthink things in the first quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll check in with Alan Page.
All right, and turkey dinner potato chips. What did you guys have?
Yeah, I just first name that came to mind for a defensive tackle on the Vikings, Alan Page. I'm pretty sure he won an MVP. It would be about that time anyway. So yeah, it all lined up for us. So we went with Alan Page as well.
Well, both teams will be getting their points because correct answer is Alan Page, and Lawrence Taylor is the only other defensive player to win the NFL MVP. Moving on to question 2. What 2015 World Golf Hall of Fame inductee from the United States had his best season in 1998 when he won both of his career major championships at the Masters Tournament and the Open Championship?
Josh, we can check in.
All right. Let's hate the Thunder is checked in. Turkey dinner potato chips. You guys can talk it out.
I sent to you right away Mark O'Meara because 98 that was like senior year high school, like my prime for sports knowledge, and that name sticks out almost immediately between all the sports centers I watched on my sick days of school. That's back, kids listening. That's back when they like when you were sick, you just watched the same sports center from 6 a.m. until noon on repeat. That's called the good old days. You didn't have Skip Bayless yelling at you about, is Aaron Rodgers washed up for 4 hours?
Wait. How could you do that when you're also watching The Price is Right?
You flip back and forth. Commercials, you watch the same highlights.
Sports Center from 6 to 10, and then Price is Right starts at 10.
Yeah. It was a full day. It was a full day of fake and sick.
Good. All right.
Because newsflash, Mom, I was never sick. Anyway. She doesn't listen. It's fine. Anyway, I think it's Mark O'Meara. I don't know if you had anybody else to add.
That's fine. That's the right time frame for when he would have peaked. I don't know for certain about the other facts about when he got inducted in the World Golf Hall of Fame and two major seems about right, honestly. So I'm good with it.
All right, we'll check in with Marco Mira.
All right, and let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. What did you guys have?
Yeah, we also said Marco Mira. 98 feels right for him because I remember they made a big deal about how he and Tiger had become friends, and then O'Meara got better at golf, and Tiger won in 97, and I think he won the year after. So we also checked in with Marco Mira.
Well, both teams will be getting their points. The correct answer is Mark O'Meara. O'Meara won one senior major championship when he won the Senior Players Championship in 2010. The theme-linked answers thus far are Alan Page and Mark O'Meara. Moving on to question 3. What big man out of Illinois Wesleyan is the all-time leading rebounder for the Seattle Supersonics? I teed that up enough for you there, Marcus?
Yeah, he did. He did. Thank you.
I mean, it's very fitting for your team name as well that we reminisce about the proper team.
Well, it's weird that you say that because it seems completely unrelated to me. They're two separate entities that have nothing to do with each other. We're gonna check in.
All right. Thunder haters checked in. So turkey dinner, potato chips, you guys can talk it out.
Okay. Well, I think you're right. It's gonna be Jack Sigma.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think I've learned enough about my Sonics knowledge through all of this. So, yeah, we'll check in with Sigma.
Okay, and let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. What did you guys have?
Yeah, this is immediate, and it's always well, and it's like not even close that it's Jack Sigma. So that's what we also checked in with.
Both teams getting points. Correct answer is Jack Sigma. Sigma was one of the most accurate shooting centers in NBA history, and he holds the rare distinction of leading the league in free throw percentage while playing the center position during the 1987-88 season, making 92.2% of his free throws. And apparently, he was one of the early on originators of the stretch five, and a lot of his moves apparently are still being taught to big men today. All right, your theme-linked answers thus far are Alan Page, Mark O'Meara, and Jack Sigma. Moving on to question 4 in the missing link. What member of the Venezuelan Baseball Hall of Fame became the second player to play all 9 positions during a single Major League Baseball game in 1968 for the Minnesota Twins? Following his 8 seasons with the Twins, he played for the Phillies, Rangers, Athletics, and Yankees.
All right, we're checking in.
All right, turkey dinner, potato chips is checked in, so let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. You guys can talk it out. You got roughly a minute of worth of time.
Old Venezuelans are not my forte.
What about new ones?
I mean, slightly more than old Venezuelans. Like I said, Marcus, in the chat, the only older, like the only baseball player from that era I can think of that I'm pretty sure is Venezuelan is Luis Aparicio, and he did not play for those teams. So that's kind of all I got.
Well, I have less than that, so we should just do it and rip this Band-Aid off because I don't have anything for this. Like I said, this is not something I've seen.
Sounds great. We will check in with the almost certainly wrong answer of Luis Aparicio.
Okay, and turkey dinner, potato chips. What did you guys have?
So I have a grouping, which I'm hoping is the correct of in my head when I think of players to do this. I have Bert Campaneris, Scott Sheldon, Shane Halter, and then this is the only of the group that I know. It sounds slightly Venezuelan, if not completely Venezuelan, and it's Cesar Tovar. So that's what we're going with.
All right. Well, one team is getting their points. The correct answer is Cesar Tovar. As you mentioned, so there were 5. Ede, you mentioned 4 of them. Mason, do you have the most recent?
Yeah, it's Andrew Romine. That's the only other name I had.
Well, there goes all my flavor text because, yep, those are the other 4 to do it. Campaneris, Sheldon, Halter, and Romine. So, hey, good job. The theme-linked answers thus far are Alan Page, Mark O'Meara, Jack Sigma, and Cesar Tovar. I can let you guys know if it helps you figure out if you want to put in a guess or not. The other team has submitted a correct answer. So,
whatever.
If you guys want to put in a guess, you can, or
No,
we
we're
can just
okay.
go on to question 5.
Yeah, we have nothing.
All right. Question 5. What Dominican pitcher led the National League in wins with 20 in 1984 for the St. Louis Cardinals? During his 13-year career, he also played for the Astros and the Athletics.
Josh, we'll check in.
All right. Let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder is checked in, so turkey dinner, potato chips, you guys can talk it out.
So I just asked you, how many actors do you know that played the Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Wait. What's that guy's name? Hold on. Wait. I can pull this somewhere. Give me a moment. I don't want anyone to laugh at this, but this is the pitcher that smoked crack with Lonnie Smith when they went to the '85 World Series. He was their guy. It's Joaquin something, but I'm trying to remember his last name.
Joaquin. There's a dude from the early '80s. Last name starts with an A. I can see his baseball card.
Joaquin Andahar. There it is. Thank you for landing on A.
I like it. The other guys played the Joker, right? Alan Rickman played the Joker? I don't know.
Why are you asking me a movie thing?
Let's just start with question 5.
All right. So go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to go with Joaquin Andahar. Check out that.
Okay. And let's just hate the thunder. What do you guys have for an answer?
Alan Rickman played the Joker. I would love to see it. All right. Yeah, it's Joaquin Andahar.
All right. Both teams will be getting their points because the correct answer is Joaquin Andújar. Mike Boddicker also won 20 games in 1984 for the Baltimore Orioles to lead the AL. In 2012, Andújar was inducted into the Caribbean Baseball Hall of Fame. The theme-linked answers are Alan Page, Mark O'Meara, Jack Sikma, Cesar Tovar, and Joaquin Andújar. So I had already mentioned that one team has submitted a correct answer. You guys were kind of throwing out what you thought your answer is. So turkey, dinner, potato chips, want to give me your official answer?
Yeah, now that I think about it, Mark Hamill, Jack Nickel, whatever.
Jack Nicholas? Is that who you said?
Yeah, no, Jack Nicholson. Sorry. I'm trying to remember Caesar's last name and I spaced off for a second. Caesar, was it Romero? Yeah, and then I don't know who Alan. It has to be Alan Rickman because that dude was a.
Well, Marcus will let you know when we get to it.
Was it Alan Alda? I don't know who to be. I can't think of any other Allens.
Alan Rickman and Alan Alda as the Joker. But yeah, just actors who've played the Joker.
All right. Let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder. Let me know what you guys had for a correct answer. And Marcus, if you want to give more insight into the answers, you certainly can.
Well, I gotta. Tako is the one that got us there. You threw me a softball, and I whiffed on that bad boy because I should have just gotten it off of Mark and Alan, but it's Mark Hamill. It's Cesar Romero was in the Joker in the '66 show, and then you have Joaquin Phoenix. But the Alan is Alan Tudyk, who does the voice for the Joker in the Harley Quinn series. But I was trying to think of Alan Rickman as the Joker. Do you want to know how I got these scars?
Mr. Potter.
So yeah, people who played the Joker. No Barry Keoghan. I'm not very excited for that. That seems like it's going to be pretty terrible. So I hope they just don't go down that road, but...
Yeah, obviously I could have used, like Heath Schuler or Heath Miller, but they've been used before for answers. So I was like, let's try to get to some, people that I'm sure I could have found other Heaths that you guys wouldn't have known at all who were athletes. But I figured let's go with some other answers. And for the first one, Alan Tudyk is definitely a good first one because that's the more obscure unless you're paying attention to the current animated series.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, good job, everybody. After the first quarter, we have the following scores. Turkey dinner, potato chips is at 150, and let's not fight, let's just hate the thunder is at 180.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
Moving on to the second quarter, which will be sporting haikus.
Sporting haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
Haiku number 1. Caitlin Clark teammate. Valkyrie's expansion pick. She's a former ace.
Okay, we will check in.
All right, let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder is checked in. So turkey, dinner, potato chips, you guys can talk it out.
I don't think she was the center, but she was like a front court player. But I don't remember her name.
Nothing on it as far other than the ace.
I remember just because when Iowa played LSU, they were talking about her as one of the other big players on the team. I just don't remember her name.
So she was just at Iowa?
What do you mean? Like they were teammates at Iowa?
Yeah, I understand,
Yeah.
but like, was it like all the way through, or just like she was a senior when Caitlin Clark was like a freshman type thing? Because if it was last year, I could probably get there.
I think she was a senior and graduated that year. They lost the championship to LSU.
Okay. Because like prior to that, I would have no idea. Like if a senior played with Caitlin Clark in her freshman season and then left, and like I would have no clue. But if it was somebody that was on those games that I was made to watch, then I might be able to.
I can see her face too. I have nothing on her name.
Is it a stupid face? I'm really good with stupid faces.
I don't know what qualifies as that.
Most faces. Wasn't there somebody that played with her with like the same name?
Someone else named Caitlin Clark.
I think it was Kate.
Kate Martin. That's the name.
Is that right?
That rings a bell to me.
Better than anything I got. I just know I'm pretty sure they said that Kate and whatever there was very similar.
I'm glad that you're giving me just random pieces and somehow I'm figuring out how to use them because this will be the second time in a row. But yeah, we're gonna go with Kate Martin.
All right, and let's just hate the Thunder. What did you guys have?
Ugh. Can we cue that backup music or sound effect? And also for the Brinks truck breaking, Juan Soto, 15 years, $765 million to the New York Mets.
Ooh,
How can they afford that with Bobby Bonilla? They still got to pay Bonilla.
And no deferred money. And escalators that could reach up to 800 mil. So anyways,
Hannah.
And all that being said, yes, you guys freaking got there. So dumb. But yeah, it's Kate Martin.
Both teams are getting points. Correct answer is Kate Martin. Martin and Clark were teammates at Iowa. Martin will play in the inaugural 2025 season of Unrivaled, the women's 3-on-3 basketball league founded by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. And Martin and Clark were both in the same draft. They were both rookies this last season. So, and, one went to the Fever, the other went to the Aces. And obviously, Kate is on the move to Golden State. So, all right, let's move on to haiku number 2. Best career D war. 19 seasons for 2 teams. He was a wizard.
Okay, we'll check in.
All right, turkey dinner potato chips is checked in, so let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. You guys can talk it out.
Marcus, you sent over Ozzie Smith. It took me a second I was like, yeah, 2 teams sounds right, but I couldn't place the second team. But I think he started on the Padres.
Yeah, and once you said that, I think that sounded right. But the Wizard, I mean, that was his calling card was defense. It makes the most sense. So I think it's got to be him.
Let's do it. Check in Ozzie Smith.
Okay, and turkey dinner potato chips.
Yeah, we had a remarkably similar conversation. I had to convince Ede that Ozzie Smith was on 2 teams, but otherwise, yeah, we're kind of in the same place. So we also checked in with Ozzie Smith.
All right, both teams are getting their points. The correct answer is Ozzie Smith, the Wizard of Oz. And yes, he started on the Padres and then got traded to the Cardinals and then played out the bulk of his career with the Cardinals. Smith won 13 Gold Glove awards, the most by any shortstop. All right. Moving on to haiku number 3. Nikola Jokic passed this HOFPG triple-double list.
All right, we'll check in.
All right. Turkey Dinner Potato Chips has checked in. Thunder haters, you guys can talk it out.
I think we're in agreement. He hasn't passed Westbrook or Oscar Robertson yet. The next point guards on the list, I think, are like Magic and Jason Kidd.
Yeah. And I think we both agree that Kidd is lower than Magic. So him being third is reasonable to me. I mean,
I think I would lean between Magic and Kidd. I would lean Magic.
yeah, I like that.
All right, we will check in Magic Johnson.
All right. And Turkey Dinner Potato Chips, what did you guys have?
We checked in with Magic Johnson.
Once again, both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Magic Johnson. Jokic currently has 139 triple-doubles, one more than Magic Johnson. And as you mentioned, he now trails only Oscar Robertson by 42 and Russell Westbrook by 61 for now. It's possible, obviously, Westbrook could get more. Probably not likely that he'll get a lot, but good job. Let's move on to the final haiku. Haiku number 4. 1 game, 2 safeties. A 13-year pro career. He was Rick Hunter.
Does that mean anything?
Oh my God. Yes, no, we're good. We're good.
Really?
Yeah, we can check in.
All right, Turkey Dinner Potato Chips has checked in. So let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. You guys can talk it out.
I had to think for a second, but as often is my older NFL knowledge comes from NFL films, and there's one called Mavericks and Misfits, and it features a lot of kind of, I guess, football oddities or people that were considered odd and had odd personalities, and one of those guys was Fred Dryer. He played for the Rams, and I know he was an actor, and I assume that's what the acting part of is, but they did talk about in that he had the game with 2 safeties, so we are checking in with Fred Dryer.
Okay, and Turkey Dinner Potato Chips, what did you guys have?
This is one of those trivia questions I have to give credit to my father for, because he was obsessed with the TV show Hunter. It was as a child, like just sitting there watching, every show was exactly the same, and I just remembered, I'm like, who is that guy? He's like, oh, I used to play football. I'm like, I'm 10, I don't know what that means yet, but yeah, it's Fred Dryer.
Once again, both teams are getting their points. The correct answer is Fred Dryer, and Dryer is the only NFL player to score 2 safeties in 1 game.
It was MASH and Hunter. That's all I had to watch as a kid. It was
MASH and Hunter.
MASH and Hunter.
All right.
2 Alan Alda references in one episode.
All right, so after the second quarter, same difference, but scores have gone up. Turkey Dinner Potato Chips at 250. Let's Not Fight, Let's Just Hate the Thunder is at 280. And that haiku number 4 is the perfect lead-in, because that brings us to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions. Each question is worth 25 points.
And today's halftime is another CV edition. Name the athlete with the following acting credits. Note, this is only a sample of their acting credits. CV number 1. North Dallas 40, 1979. Caveman, 1981. The Ice Pirates, 1984. The Goonies, 1985. One Crazy Summer, 1986. One Man Force, 1989. The Princess and the Dwarf, 1989.
Would you be surprised that I've seen none of these movies? It's not a shock anymore.
Like that one you have to watch that.
I mean, out of all these, there's only one that I would expect most people to have seen. So, just saying.
Ice Pirates. Ice Pirates sound like you go see them at some EDM festival. Or them
taking the stage.
Opening for Diplo. It's Ice Pirates.
Yeah, it's Ice Pirates.
All right. Well,
Okay, well, hold on. We're going to check in.
so are we. Whatever.
Hey, should we just 3, 2, 1 it for you guys? Maybe?
Yeah.
We've had it go wrong before, but
We have had it go wrong.
let's just see. So 3, 2, 1.
John Matuszak.
Both teams are getting points. That is Sloth himself, John Matuszak. Matuszak was the first overall pick in the 1973 NFL draft by the Houston Oilers. He played for 5 teams during his 10-year career, winning 2 Super Bowls with the Raiders. So sorry, Mason. This is obviously acting credits, but
You don't have to apologize for my lack of knowledge. It's fine.
But seriously though, Mason, Goonies, that's like one of those movies that you need to see in your lifetime. That'll be a Patreon live exclusive.
Oh boy.
Just a live
Double
watch party
feature
with
Goonies
Mason.
and the Goonies and the Good Son.
Taco
the
eats
Ice
soup
Pirates.
and Mason watches the Goonies.
all right, well, let's move on to CV number 2. Hooper, 1978. Smokey and the Bandit 2, 1980. The Cannonball Run, 1981. Robots, 2005. Failure to Launch, 2006. Father Figures, 2017.
Mason, I'll tell you this right now. I've only seen one of these movies.
So have I. Would you like to guess which one I've seen?
Do you think we've both only seen the same movie?
No. I've only seen Robots.
We are going to check in.
All right. Let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder is checked in. So turkey dinner, potato chips, you guys can talk it out.
So what was the movie? The one you've only
Robots. I've only
Same.
seen. It's an animated movie.
Seen?
So I mean,
Oh, I know
not
because
really-
that's the only one I've seen.
What?
Oh yeah. Crap.
great.
Is Amanda
I
Bynes
don't
an
know.
athlete?
I didn't even remember she was in it. I couldn't tell you a voice actor in it. Is it Robin Williams in it? That's the only person I think I
Robin
can name in that
Williams,
movie.
Wow.
Drew Carey's
I,
in it, Jennifer Coolidge. I could probably list everybody in this stupid movie.
So who is an athlete from this group?
Paula Abdul was in it. Halle Berry, Ewan McGregor, Mel Brooks.
The fact you're rattling this off is astounding to me because
I
I barely remember this
loved-
movie.
Loved how bad this movie was.
We still haven't reached an athlete yet.
Oh, what's
Paul
his
Abdul
name?
is the closest we've gotten so far.
Yeah, she's the dancer.
Terry Bradshaw was in Failure to Launch.
Are you telling me Terry Bradshaw was in Robots?
I wouldn't be shocked if he was.
It's wild if it is.
You know what? I know he was in Failure to Launch, so let's go with that. We're gonna go with one Terry Bradshaw.
All right. And let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder. What did you guys have?
I had the same conversation. It just took me about 30 seconds with myself. I just went, oh, I'm pretty sure Terry Bradshaw is in Failure to Launch. I think he's McConaughey's dad. And then I did the same thing, Mason. I went, oh, well, reasonable to say that he did a cameo in, Hooper and then Cannonball Run. And so, yeah, it made sense. I haven't seen Robots or Father Figures, whatever the hell that is. But anyways, so yeah, we also checked in with Terry Bradshaw.
Both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Terry Bradshaw. Did you know that Bradshaw released 5 albums between 1976 and 1996?
That's what he was doing, Mason.
It's a renaissance man.
Are these like William Shatner albums? Is that
In Robots, he was Broken Arm Bot. I don't know. I never saw this animated film, but
Or the other piece of trivia that won't die, that he started over the patriarch of Duck Dynasty.
Yeah,
in
Phil
college.
Robertson.
Yeah.
well, so Mason, this you'll recognize one of these names as well, probably with your 70s music knowledge. In Cannonball Run, his car teammate was Mel Tillis.
Ooh, okay, yeah. He's a country music singer. I
Yeah.
don't know a whole lot about him. But yes.
So the two
Yeah.
of them, because all of
Ooh.
these cars were
Okay.
2 people cars racing, and so
and just
yeah,
freaking Terry Bradshaw.
and it was, and he was playing Terry Bradshaw. That's who he was.
that's
He was
funny.
actually
He was
playing
just
himself,
himself.
and Mel was playing himself. It was Terry and Mel
That's funny.
as one of the cars. So
That's funny.
Never thought we'd have a Mel Tillis reference on this podcast. I think we might have jumped the shark by that point.
the only reason I brought this up with you and your 70s music.
Oh no, I
knowledge,
don't.
so.
That's old country music. That's
Yeah.
not a whole lot of overlapping where I listen to.
All right, let's move on to the final CV, the one and only 1978. Hell Comes to Frogtown, 1988. They Live, 1988. A Gothic Tale, 2008. Lights Out, 2010. Fancy Pants, 2011. Clear Lake, 2012. And Portal to Hell, 2015.
What kind of list is this?
I mean, if you get to who it is, it'll make more sense to you.
I don't know where Frogtown is, so I can't do a whole lot with that.
We'll check in.
Okay, thank you. Let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder is checked in. So turkey dinner, potato chips, or Eid. You want to just talk it out?
They Live is the only one I am aware of, and that was a pile of hot garbage.
Some of these sound like that just based off the title alone.
Oh, if you want to have fun, watch They Live, because
Should I watch that right after Goonies?
it's a live watch party part 2. We're gonna watch that next.
I'm gonna write down the list. So Goonies and They Live.
Watch them both
and the Good Son. And the Good Son.
All three at the same time, side by side.
I'm just gonna keep plugging the Good Son.
Yep.
Scott Hansen, bring up the quad box.
Right.
Yep. 3 screens,
quad
3
box.
audios, absorb it all at once.
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible.
If we're going based off They Live, the only quote unquote athlete is Roddy Piper. So we're gonna go with Roddy Piper.
All right. And Thunder haters, what did you guys have?
Wrestlers are athletes, damn it. Yeah.
It's real to me too.
We also checked in with Rowdy Piper.
Both teams are getting their points. It is Roddy Piper, and They Live. So, Mason, you maybe have heard a very famous line from that movie. I've come to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Have you never heard that? Like,
No, sorry.
Wow.
I'm
Totally fair.
that's like the
I've
that's like
lived in a
the
cave
only
most of my
thing
life. Sorry.
that I know of that movie, because I don't even think I've seen the movie myself. But that's a pretty famous. I mean, it's a very bad movie, right?
It was a movie from the 80s. All of them were pretty bad.
I mean, an 80s movie starring Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Not just he was in it, he was the star.
In Hell Comes to Frogtown, Roddy Piper's character's name is Sam Hell.
Yeah.
So that's the
Oh,
kind
so
of
it's a
that's the
literal
kind
Hell
of
Comes to
that's the
Frogtown.
kind of writing we're dealing with here.
That's why I knew it, because they covered it in How Did This Get Made? They covered the movie Hell Comes to Frogtown. That's the only reason I knew that Roddy Piper was in it.
Does he reprise that role in Portal to Hell? I feel like that's a whole different movie. If he is.
That's a good.
Oh, wow.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't know what the portal is representing. I don't even want to ask.
Oh boy.
You don't have to put that much effort into it.
Oh, too late. I'm already.
He's already down the
I'm down the rabbit hole. Nope, he was Jack.
Jack
Hell.
Jack
No,
Hell.
he's just Jack. Jack is the character's name.
He's Jack Hell to me, damn it.
All right. Well, we've successfully got through halftime. Once again, the difference in points has not changed, but turkey dinner potato chips is up to 325, and let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunders at 355. Well, and since I gave an opportunity for extra points to be gained in the first quarter, today's third quarter will be Lucky 7.
Lucky 7. For this quarter, there will be 3 lists containing 7 items. The team that is trailing coming into the quarter will choose the first list and attempt to identify the items on this list one at a time. If the team has an incorrect guess, the other team can attempt to finish that list out. The team leading at the beginning of the quarter will select the second list, and whichever team is trailing after the first 2 lists will get the third list. Each item is worth 10 points.
So with that, turkey dinner potato chips, you'll be able to pick your first list. Here are the possible lists. List number 1 is the FBS quarterbacks with the most passing yards for the 2024 regular season. And I do have a hint that none of the top 7 played in a conference championship this weekend. List number 2 is the 7 schools from the 16 national seeds that advanced to the 2024 Men's College World Series. And list number 3 is the non-U.S. countries with the most total medals at the 2024 Paris Olympics. So why don't you guys take a moment to figure out which list you want to tackle.
You good with that? So we take the first one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So which list are you guys going to go for?
The FBS quarterbacks.
All right. Well, why don't you guys take some time here to come up with your list of the FBS quarterbacks with the most passing yards for the 2024 regular season.
Okay.
Josh,
we're going to check in.
All right. Turkey Dinner Potato Chips is checked in. Go ahead and start listing.
Okay, we'll start with who I think is number 1, Kyle McCord.
Kyle McCord is number 1 with 4,326 yards.
Next we'll go Cam Ward.
Cam Ward is number 2 on the list with 4,123 yards.
Okay, then we'll go Shadur Sanders.
We're going right down the list. Shadur Sanders is number 3 on the list with 3,926 yards.
And we'll go Jackson Dart.
Number 4 on the list, Jackson Dart, 3,875 yards.
I'll go with one that I had to watch all year, Garrett Nussmeier.
Garrett Nussmeier is number 6 on the list with 3,735 yards.
Okay. So we'll go with Chandler Morris.
Chandler Morris is number 5 on the list with 3,774 yards.
And we're going to go with this one that E came up with. I forgot about this guy being a thing, but I think he has enough to go on there. We're going to go with, I don't know his first name, but Hoover.
7 on the list, Josh Hoover from TCU, 3,697 yards. Good job, guys. You just ran the list. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting because the top 7 exactly were not in championship games because 4 of the next 5 were. Number 8 is Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon. Number 9, Carson Beck from Georgia. 10, Cade Klubnik from Clemson. 11 is Baron Morton out of Texas Tech. 12, Rocco Becht from Iowa State. And then some others after that. But, yeah, it just kind of struck me that the top 7 all were not on conference championship team, playing teams. So, okay, well, let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder. Which of the other 2 lists do you guys want to try and tackle?
Marcus, are you okay going Olympics?
Yes.
All right. We'll take the Olympics list, please.
All right. So take some time to come up with the non-U.S. countries with the most total medals at the 2024 Paris Olympics.
All right, Josh, we will check in.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start with your list.
We will start with China.
China is number 1, obviously following the U.S., right? With 91 medals.
Then we'll go Japan.
Japan is number 5 on this list with 45.
Then we'll go France.
France is number 3 on the list with 64.
Okay. Then we'll go the Netherlands.
The Netherlands are number 7 on the list. You were just bouncing around.
Okay.
They had 34 medals.
All right. Let's go Australia.
Australia, number 4 on the list with 53 medals.
Okay. Then Great Britain.
Great Britain is number 2 on the list with 65.
And then let's go South Korea.
South Korea is number 9 on the list. But just to let you know, if this had been gold medals, you would have listed the full top 7.
Oh,
So South Korea was in the top 8, basically, including the U.S. in golds, but they finished 2 spots farther back for total medals.
Gotcha.
So there is one country left for turkey dinner potato chips. It is the number 6 country, and their medals would be somewhere between Japan's 45 and the Netherlands' 34.
No, I'm fairly confident in. So every Olympics, well, mostly just the summer, because Hungary doesn't really show up to the winter games. I always pay attention to the total medal list, and I always like to see where Hungary falls. Newsflash, it was not in the top 7. But if you turn the flags slightly, it looks very similar, and I believe this is Italy.
The number 6 country with 40 medals is Italy.
They were on the list. I picked the wrong one.
On the list. So following those countries, number 8 would have been Germany with 33. We already said South Korea was next. After that, Canada. Then two countries tied at 11th were New Zealand and Brazil. In 13th, which technically is 14th place with the U.S. counted, Hungary with 19. Followed by Spain, and then to round out the 15 non-U.S., Uzbekistan had 13. So there you go. All right, well, looking back at the scores, turkey dinner potato chips is still 10 points behind, so they will be the first to take a crack at the third list, which is the 7 schools from the 16 national seeds that advanced to the 2024 Men's College World Series.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with. I trust you on this one.
Yeah, that's why I picked the quarterback when I was hoping the College World Series would fall. So this is one of the few sporting events I try to watch every single game of. This college College World Series. Well, the big 64 bracket. They basically do it's like March Madness, but
worse.
No, it's not worse. Longer games, but
it's worse.
Then that's what I mean. It's worse.
It's worse.
Well, it's the only tournament where LSU actually has a chance. So that's why I want to keep up with it more than anything else. So, other than women's basketball, but E doesn't recognize that as a sport. I'm pretty sure. By the time this comes out,
Who was that?
By the time this comes out, E doesn't recognize women's basketball as a sport.
That is correct. We will be beyond the year of the woman.
That's right. I got news for you. This whole year was a sham.
Really?
Newsflash.
Okay. On that note, we're going to go ahead and check in.
Okay. Well, turkey dinner potato chips is checked in. And all right, you guys can go ahead and start giving me your list of what you believe are the 7 schools from the 16 national seeds that advanced to the 2024 Men's College World Series.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with the one that aggravates me the most because this is who LSU lost to, and they really should have. LSU should have made it out of the regional, but didn't. So I'm going to go with North Carolina.
North Carolina is the 4th of the 7. They were the number 4 seed, and they lost in the second round.
Okay. And I'm almost certain, like 99% sure, the number 1 seed was Tennessee.
The number 1 seed was indeed Tennessee, and they are the national champions.
And they had a very high-scoring game, I remember, in the College World Series against Florida State.
Florida State was the number 8 seed, which is the 5th on our list, but they lost in the semifinals.
And then I think they were the 2 seed. They were pretty high up. I'm going to go Kentucky.
Number 2 on the list, and the number 2 seed is Kentucky. They also lost in the second round.
And then that led me to another SEC school, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M is 3rd on the list, and they were the number 3 seed, and they were the runners-up in the 2024 Men's College World Series.
Which I completely forgot about, but I forgot they were the runner-up. So from what I remembered about, because this is a weird bracket where somehow they were all concentrated in conferences, not very diverse field, I'm going to go Virginia.
Virginia is 7th on our list. They were the number 12 seed, and they lost in the first round.
Okay. And I think this is the last. This is the one I'm least confident about, but for some reason it stuck out in my head. I'm going to go NC State.
NC State was the number 10 seed. Therefore, they are the 6th on this list, and they also lost in the first round. Mason, you have run the list.
Yeah. And the one that wasn't a number 1 seed was Florida, because I think they were in Oklahoma somewhere. They escaped out of their regional somehow, because they were very good, just couldn't put it together during the season.
Yep, correct. Florida was the only unseeded team to advance and lost in the semifinals. The other seeded teams that didn't make it to the College World Series tournament were Arkansas, Clemson, Georgia, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Arizona, UC Santa Barbara, Oregon State, and East Carolina. All right. Well, after the third quarter, we have a lead change. Turkey Dinner Potato Chips is up to 475, and Let's Not Fight, Let's Just Hate the Thunder is at 415. And that brings us to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
All right, the categories for today are as follows. Question 1, Indiana? Nope, in reference to the WNBA. Question 2, Face-Off, in reference to the NHL. Question 3, Ahead Above the Rest, in reference to college basketball. And question 4, I'm a Dog, in reference to college football. It is now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Benchwarmers TP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks!
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question 1, in the category of Indiana? Nope. In 2026, a 14th team will be added to the WNBA. What is this expansion franchise's alliterative team name?
We will check in.
All right. Let's Not Fight, Let's Just Hate the Thunder is checked in. So, Turkey Dinner Potato Chips, you have a couple minutes to talk it out.
I have a logo for this. I guess I just saw it in passing, but I don't remember them.
No clue on the city or nickname.
I want to say it's Canadian. That was the
Oh.
thing that I vaguely remember about it.
Toronto? Gotta
Okay,
be Toronto.
that makes sense. I don't get the category name.
logo?
Does that give?
What was the
I
category
don't
name?
remember. It was kind of like a maroon and blue kind of thing. Kind of like the Avalanche colors. I don't know. That's the way I was like that kind of. I don't know if that's exact. That's
Okay.
just what I vaguely remember. But I don't get what the category has to do with that. If it's a clue about something.
It doesn't always necessarily, does it?
Maybe they were going to be in Indiana and then they decided to switch. I don't know. For some reason, I remember it being Canadian. Toronto seems right. So something starting with T. I mean, if we're even having the right city, but that sounds
Is there a basketball term that starts with T?
timeout. The Toronto timeouts. Like just kids punishing, like Canadian kids being punished by their parents. It's Toronto timeouts.
Basketball terms that start with T. Takeaways. Nope, they're not going to call their team that.
Technicals.
Toronto technical fouls.
They get Sylvia Fowles to join their team. Would be even more appropriate.
Yeah, gonna need an answer pretty quick from you.
Oh
guys.
boy.
No clue of a logo.
I don't. Nope. I saw it in passing. I saw the colors and remember something about saying something. Someone saying it was Canadian. That's all I had on it. I didn't remember anything else, which is very unfortunate. But
Okay.
I don't. So pick something starting with T. That would sound like a WNBA team. Maybe it's a non-S team name because WNBA likes doing that. I don't know. I don't have any read on it other than trying to fit something to it.
Figured what at basketball it was transition. They're not going to call their team the Toronto Transition.
It might not even be a basketball term because Golden
True.
State's not.
But
All right.
I don't know. Name a Canadian bird that starts with T. I have no idea. Toronto Tailwind
Heck, I don't know. It could be. Maybe. I
for
don't
41 points.
know.
All right. And let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. What did you guys have?
Yeah, Marcus and I 1, 2, 3 this in the chat. And I am now understanding Josh's category title of Indiana Nope because it's not the Pacers, but it's a synonym for pace. They are the Toronto Tempo for 100 points.
And their logo is very similar to the Indiana Pacers logo. And, you know, a lot of times you have like the Wolves and the Lynx where they have like very similar matching teams. That's what that was trying to lead you down that path. So one team will be getting their points. It is the Toronto Tempo. And as I just mentioned, one would think that the name and logo would have been better suited for a sister team for the Pacers, but the Fever already exist. So, yeah, I saw that logo.
I like the logo.
I do
It's a
too.
good
I like it a
logo.
lot.
But it looks a lot like the Pacers logo, which makes sense because it's a motion-based.
Yeah, it's
kind of thing.
active.
When you started talking about T stuff, I was like, he's gonna say tempo, and they're gonna
Right.
go with it, and I was gonna be so
Couldn't
pissed
remember.
off.
I
just
thought
remember
maybe
the
they were
color
going to go with
scheme,
the
and
like
that's it.
Triceratops. Try to go with the Walters.
That
the
would be
Raptors,
amazing.
Like a
That would
Oh!
be, yeah.
the
They
Toronto
should have done that.
Triceratops.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, that's where I thought they maybe were going to go with trying to have the similar style.
And you have
I don't know.
Walter Emmanuel Jones as like the ambassador for the team.
All
But
right,
then
well,
they'd be called the Tops for short, and I don't think you have a WNBA team with the nickname Tops.
Oh
I
boy.
think they would.
all right, so we have a score change, lead change to this. So Turkey Dinner Potato Chips lost 41 points, so they're down to 434. But let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. Gained 100. They are at 515. Moving on to question 2 in the category of face-off. Aside from the U.S. and Canada, what 2 other countries will be represented in the 2025 Four Nations face-off?
Josh will check in.
Okay. Turkey Dinner Potato Chips has checked in, so let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. You guys can talk it out for a couple of minutes.
I think we're there. I remember seeing press around this, and I think it's Finland and Sweden. Those names make the most sense to me. They're not going to put Russia into any sort of exhibition nonsense right now. And they're right next to each other and then can kind of have a Canada-US rivalry, maybe. I don't know Scandinavian hockey rivalries, but that would stand to reason.
Yeah, I remember seeing the banner for this, and I think that makes sense. I think you're right. I think it's Finland and Sweden. I feel good about it.
All right. We will check in Finland and Sweden for
69 points.
And Turkey Dinner Potato Chips, what did you guys have for an answer and wager?
I don't like this idea because they should just play in the Olympics like they're supposed to, or have been, but whatever. And the logo is atrocious. Like put more. It looks like a bad like news logo, like Channel 4 like thing. It's bad. Anyway, it's Finland and Sweden, and we wagered 100 points.
All right. Well, both teams will be getting their points. The correct answers are Sweden and Finland. Swedish players make up 9.3%, which is third most of the players in the NHL, and Finnish players make up 5.2%, the fifth most. The fourth most is Russia. that accounts for 6.5%, and the Czech Republic is home to 3.1% of NHL players. So yes, they don't have the foremost represented, but that's, as Tako said, they're not going to let Russia, be a part of an exhibition like this. So
Russia would probably be third if it wasn't such a nightmare to get them to come over here. But yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, well, turkey dinner potato chips has closed in a little bit, but they are still trailing by 50 points. Heading into question number 3 in the category of a head above the rest. Florida fans will have to wait until next season to watch the tallest college player in D1 history, 7'9", as he was redshirted after not appearing in any of the Gators' first 4 games. What is his name?
We'll check in.
All right, let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder is checked in. So turkey dinner potato chips, you have a couple minutes to talk it out.
am I spacing on his last name? His first name's like Olivier.
Yeah, I knew he was Canadian. I just couldn't remember his name. Rio, like the city?
It's like it's spelled. I'm probably not saying it right. It's like Rieux. So was however you would say that.
Oh, in French. Okay, gotcha. I was thinking like Rio de Janeiro. I was like, okay, that's probably not.
Riao, something like that. Look, I don't know.
Okay, if that's something I just remember the story, and I remember he was Canadian, and I didn't have a name for you.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how to say it, but we're gonna go with Olivier Ryu.
All right, for how many points?
100.
And let's not fight. Let's just hate the thunder. What did you guys have for an answer and a wager?
I was talking about this last night to our head football coach. He's from Florida and is a Florida fan, and we were talking about the 7'9" kid whose last name is Ryu, and that's what we're checking in with for 100 points.
Both teams are getting their points, and Ede, you said it right when you checked it in. It is Olivier Ryu. In 2021, Guinness World Records declared Ryu the tallest teenager in the world. He was 15 years old and was 7'5". And now he is 7'9".
Is he the one that was bouncing all over like social media because like they were playing with the shorter hoops and he didn't even have to like jump to dunk?
No,
like
that's not playing with shorter hoops. He doesn't.
No, I know, but back like this was like maybe middle school years. There was like
I don't know.
These kids were playing
Possibly,
on like a shorter hoop.
If you've seen any of there's videos of him like stretching before a game or a practice, and he just has his hand on a ball on the backboard, stretching out his arm. It's insane.
He does the laziest mic and drill. It's amazing because he doesn't have to really do much. And I saw a video of him the other day doing the mic and drill. It was pretty hilarious because he's his own rebounder. He just gets to.
And, and a lot of guys who are, 7 foot plus aren't always real athletic, but he actually is decently athletic and he's 7'9". So that could be a problem for some teams, in the next couple of years. And he'll probably make it in the NBA because, if nothing else, just have him swat balls left and right around the rim without jumping. I don't know. All right, well, both teams got their points. So just a quick score update as we head into the final question. Turkey dinner potato chips is at 634. Let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunders at 684. So our final question. Question 4 in the category of I'm a dog. After the Mountain West Championship game, Ashton Genty is 4th on the FBS single-season rushing leader list. We all know that Barry Sanders is 1st on the list. Name the other 2 ahead of Genty heading into the postseason. It's weird to call it the postseason rather than bowl season because he could have multiple games possibly.
Yeah, and his record will not count in my book.
Well, we'll get to that.
In my book, just in my book, in the actual record book,
my flavor text talks about that. So
yes,
we'll
okay,
get there.
We'll get there. Yes, we will get there.
We'll check it in.
All right, Turkey Dinner Potato Chips has checked in, so let's not fight. Let's just hate the Thunder. It sounds like you guys are kind of there anyway, so if you want to talk it out or just let me know what your answer and wager is. Answers and wager is.
Yeah. So obviously Barry Sanders, and then we have, of course, Melvin Gordon is one of them, and then the other one is a personal favorite, even though he wasn't very good in the NFL, but I always liked him, was from UCF, Kevin Smith. So we checked in with Melvin Gordon and Kevin Smith for 100 points.
All right, and Turkey Dinner Potato Chips. What did you guys have for answers and a wager?
Mason gave me Melvin Gordon right away, and then Kevin Smith, he wasn't terrible in the pros. I mean, he almost rushed for 1,000 yards with the Lions. So
very compelling
saying,
argument,
right? So in his rookie season, mind you. But anyway, we went with Melvin Gordon and Kevin Smith for 100 points.
All right, well, both teams are getting their points. Correct answers are Melvin Gordon and Kevin Smith. At least Kevin Smith went on to make really good movies. Oh, wait, wrong Kevin Smith. But both Gordon and Smith need their bowl game yardage to eclipse Genty. Genty is only 131 yards behind Sanders. However, Barry's 222 yards in the Holiday Bowl are not officially counted. So he's really 353 yards behind, not officially, but we know.
Technically.
Unofficially official.
Right.
And he might break that too if they have a good run here, but
correct. He could actually break if you added the 222 in, but it'd probably take him 2 games.
Yeah.
At least, maybe all 3 if he could get to play all 3. No, he only gets to play. What do you? No, he only gets.
He can play 3.
He can play 3 because they have a first round bye.
He'll be down to the 8, 4, then the 2.
Then 4 and 2.
So it's possible, but once again, he would have extra bowl type, postseason games to possibly get there. But that's still pretty impressive that if you only take in regular season games, he is second on the list.
I can't wait for the Cowboys to draft him in the first round. The fact that I already know that's happening is disgusting. Anyway.
All right. Well, the game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. Turkey Dinner Potato Chips finishes with a extremely impressive 734 points. But our clipboard captains of the game, who are receiving the coveted Carson Wentz Award with 784 points, is Let's Not Fight, Let's Just Hate the Thunder. All right. I was a little worried. I thought the game was maybe going to be a little harder than some games I have written recently have been, but no questions went unanswered by at least one of the teams. So I guess it wasn't that difficult.
We're just very smart.
Well, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Yeah, I wasn't playing. I was just on this end, so that helps. But,
yeah.
I mean, you guys have anything you want to say? We don't have any guests, so.
We can all hate the Thunder because of what's happening in Philadelphia, that they're not only probably the most complete team in the NBA, but also they're going to have a bunch of more picks because all those picks they got for Paul George are going to revert back to them because Philly's so terrible. It's really just one of the worst things that could have happened. So we can all pray for their downfall together because that's not their team.
Sham franchise.
Well, I hope that sooner than later, Marcus, you actually have a team again. I hope that for you.
Thank you.
Is there talk of expansion? Is this?
It's Seattle and Las Vegas.
They already lied and said they were gonna, as soon as the TV deal was done, they were gonna announce it. But they're, Adam Silver's super busy, doing whatever, being a human thumb to get, to do that. But yeah, that's the rumor. At least he's not coming up with stupid shit like the golden at bat rule, Can we just nuke Rob Manfred into the sun? What
So-
a turd.
Hey,
ball.
they're trying to get all
what's
these.
the NBA version of the golden net bat rule? Is it just,
hey,
The 25-point bucket for the remember Rock and Jock basketball, the basket that was 40 feet in the air.
Yeah.
yes,
That one.
or it's like, hey, if we're down by 4, our best player gets to shoot one from half court to tie the game.
Yeah.
With less than 10 seconds left.
Or if you just
something.
yell Kobe when you shoot, you get 5 points for it.
Well, I mean, baseball is struggling to attract young viewers because it's, there we have I'm assuming we have a number of baseball fans here, right?
Yeah.
That it is not the world's most thrilling, constant kind of. You don't get constant stuff in your eyeballs like you do with the other big three.
My thing is, if they would cut the season in half.
Oh, they're
I
not
feel
going
like
to do
you-
that.
No, I know they're not going to, but that would bring more people in.
It certainly.
You have
wouldn't
162 games, and like, oh, they lost 15 games in a row. They're nowhere. Like, oh, that's like a drop in the bucket unless you're the White Sox and you lose like 30,000 games.
Well, yeah, and that will, and like for us that will watch it no matter what, like I think the pitch clock was a great idea.
hurt. Absolutely.
I love the pitch clock.
You know what?
It's awesome.
The
Wonderful.
bigger bases, which
Now,
helped
leave it
entice
alone.
also get more steals. Love it. Wait, sorry, Marcus. What were you saying?
Oh, and now I'm like, just leave it alone. The game itself right now is fine. Whatever you want to say about the DH stuff, I get that.
Well,
Traditionalists, but
It's
The
gone.
game is
It's
fine.
Done. It is what it is now.
the league needs to be fixed because you can't have 4 teams and expect people to be excited about their
market your players better. Brent Rooker was going nuclear in the middle of the year, and nobody knew it because he plays for the effing A's, who are going to be
Well,
playing
that's-
in Sacramento. And
But
it's
that's
like,
the problem.
yeah,
the second
nobody
you're
knows
good-
who Mike Trout is other than like truly, Mike Trout could just go walk around and he could be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Obviously he hasn't played, so he's like not a great example, but like, Ken Griffey Jr. at one point was like one of the most famous people in the world, and he played on a mediocre baseball team because they marketed him the right way. He was the cool guy in baseball, but I don't know who that is now.
Well, that's because they're all on the Yankees, and
It was
you
Shohei
just saw-
Ohtani when he was on the Angels.
No,
No, he's not.
well, that's it. And where did he go? The second you get good, you have to go to the Yankees, the Red Sox, the not the Angels, the Dodgers, or
Apparently the Mets, because
no. Well, yeah,
the Mets
any
can spend the
city.
money. They're not any good, but they can spend the money.
I can't
so
wait for that
crazy.
to blow up in their face, but yeah.
Yay, we did it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me tonight, guys. And so on behalf of Eid, Mason, Tako, Marcus, and myself, and the rest of the Benchwarmers, we'd like to say thanks for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. And until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
Moana 2, still better than Dak Prescott.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.